Hello and welcome to Bilal College News. I'm James McHugh and today's top stories are: Government cuts slicing Burnley. We find out firsthand what the council is doing for your future. And also, later in the programme, we see to what impact the BSF project has hit Burnley. And to our first story then, Burnley's recent economic crisis has been on the talk of many of the town's local newspapers over the past few months. But now, new revelations uncovered by the findings of a recent BBC television programme have raised even more eyebrows regarding where the town is heading, with huge chunks of Burnley's budget expected to be cut in the next month's government announcement. The future looks bleak for already struggling Burnley. Our local correspondent Bilal has more.
Yes, thank you, James. Well, I'm standing here outside Burnley Crown Courts, and as you have just pointed out, with cuts just around the corner, it could be a very busy year for the courts, as my following report explains.
As most of us have experienced recently, Burnley's economic situation hasn't been in the best of health over the past 18 months, as many projects and businesses have folded.
As for the future, the impact of the latest spending review is already being felt, and is bound to have an even greater effect on the local economy as more and more cuts are scheduled. 20% has been cut from the community sport officers funding. As well as this, many other reductions have been made, mainly in grant-based areas, as £500,000 has already been cut from the budget, £200,000 of which has come from the regeneration scheme, helping rejuvenate badly run-down areas. The town's youth bus project has been axed, even though it helped cut antisocial behaviour by 18% in certain areas over a 10-month period. Though the worst could still be around the corner, as total cuts expected could total up to a staggering £3 million.
Well, damning figures, as I'm sure you'll all agree. Earlier on, we spoke to Councillor Charlie Briggs, who recently appeared on the BBC television programme State of the Region. This is what he had to say on the town situation.
Well, as I've tried to say, is that we don't actually know what's going on at this moment in time. We're waiting for the government to actually give us the figures. What we've done is we've looked at it from the worst case scenario. So therefore, everything what's going on at the moment through Burnley Council is the worst case. And if the government in the judgment give us a little bit more money, well then therefore we won't go down the line of what we're doing. As far as the students go, well, we as a council are not cutting anything from the students. We are not. Obviously it's the government what are cutting from the students. So therefore I've been down to Westminster. I have lobbied the MPs. I've lobbied Gordon Birtwistle. I've lobbied the ministers. And they know exactly what we want in Burnley, but it's whether they give it us, that's a different matter. Until the 6th of December, I can't actually tell you exactly what's going to be cut and what's not going to be cut. But all I can say to people is the fact that, okay, there is cuts and there will be cuts, but we are trying to manage, and Burnley will still be a safer, greener, cleaner place than what it has been and what it will be in the future.
Well, interesting thoughts there from Councillor Briggs. Earlier on, we had to stroll around town to see what some of the local people had to say about the situation.
I haven't got as much spare capital as we did have. It cost me more to get to work. I live near Accrington, so petrol going up cost me more. Everything, wear and tear on the car is more, isn't it? Clothes, even though you can buy clothes at bargain prices now, decent clothes are still dearer. Food is dearer. Everything is dearer than it was.
For me, I mean, I spend a lot less money, like, as well as things that I do in day-to-day life. I'm trying to save up a lot. In general, that's about it, really.
Where we saw a bit of a drop was in the volume of what we were selling. Plus, we were affected a little bit by the weather. But yeah, people, they're just pulling the belts in. They've got money to spend, but they're being very particular about what they're spending money on.
Well, an eye-opening report for many of our audience, but one which has outlined some major facts about the situation. This is Bilal report for Burnley College News. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Bilal. Well, let's hope the storm is a short and swift one. We'll keep our eye on the situation over the coming months.